If I had to guess, I would say Preferred Roofing currently gets about 1 to 2 jobs a month. They don't get much traffic, but some really basic changes. They could be easily getting to 1 to 2 jobs a week. They're doing some very simple mistakes that I see so many companies do. In this video, I'm going to show you all the changes that I would make if I were them, and then I'm going to call them up and pretend that I'm a homeowner so I can test and see how they answer their calls. So without further ado, let's get started. So going onto their website, first of all, I'm just going to snap through some of the top guys who are actually in the top 3, top 5 versus how Preferred looks. So you can see how they look here. This is one of the biggest guys who are doing really good. This is how their one looks. Another guy, Royalty Roofing. You can get an idea that already that their one stands a little bit out in terms of slightly lower quality, right? In terms of like how the headers are, how polished the logo looks, how the color stands out, and all this kind of stuff. They have some good stuff here, branding, and looks like it's like actual real pictures and whatnot. But other than that, you can tell a pretty difference. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to go like this side versus this side, which one stands out, pops out, looks very polished. Aesthetics. Now this channel, we don't talk about aesthetics that much. Look at me right now wearing these kind of goggles. But if we're getting into some of the actual parts of the website, that's the on page, we can see that their H1 looks fine. It has the service term and the main city they're in. That's all you really need. H2s though could be a little bit better if they could like put different variations of roofing terms that are coming up a lot in Omaha. Super easy way to find this out. If you just go into the keyword planner, free tool, search in roofing, your big city, and you'll see, what are the other variations that come up, especially if there's like, okay, repair terms. Now, if you hate repairs, then I guess you don't use that, but affordable is a term here. Roofing companies is a term, right? Best roofing company. Like these are variations of roofing. They make great, H2s, and you blend that up with the different type of service types we do, shingle roofs, different types of materials and stuff like that. This is gonna be a pretty simple rule of thumb way, without getting too much into it, to get a much better lineup of tags here, but at least they have the main one down here. Once that is set up, and given that the content is unique and good, I would basically match what the top guys, literally the number of pages they have. Last thing real quick on the website is speed. You can use Google's own tool, Page Speed Insights, pop in your website and just see what the score is. And very simply put, whatever the score is, fix the stuff to fix the score. It's out of 100, you want to be over 90 plus, and it tells you all the stuff to fix, right? JavaScript, all the stuff that's weighing out the website, whatever it is, you can give it to a web guy to fix all of these stuff, get it to a 90 plus, and make sure that this is over 3 seconds, basically, right? If a first time homeowner going to a website, we don't want to take 12 seconds for it to load and stuff. Make sure that these are like under 3 seconds and we should be good. Next, we are searching in Google Maps and looking at what needs to be done for them to actually rank in Google Maps. So you can see top guys, Moose Roofing. Granted, no surprise, the guy who looks really polished, really well made is also happens to be the top. Now that's not always the case, but more often than not, generally the way you do one thing is how you do another thing. So you can see they're at the top here, and Preferred is somewhere in the bottom, I think like 10 or 15 right here. Now, again, talking about high level things, look at the number of reviews and look at the number of reviews average at the top. Not saying they need 475 reviews, that's a big company, but our goal should be to beat 100, because at least then you can be the second call. Even if a lot of people are going to call Moose Roofing first, their second call, which many people do, they're going to call their second roofer, it can be you. And that's still a lot of calls in a big city. If we don't have 100, even if you get to the top, you're not going to get a lot of calls. Just like Husker, he's in the top 3. He did all the work for getting the top 3. If there is 100 calls to be had, I can bet at least 60 goes to Moose, maybe another 20-30% goes to them, and then they get about the bottom 10-15% or so, even if they were in the top 3. But if the same thing was to happen, but they had 100 plus reviews, then even if they're in the 3rd position, they would still get more calls than McKinney's, because people just care about number of reviews you have once you're in the top 3. If you're not in the top 3, then they don't know you exist, and that's a whole different story. But once you get in the top 3, you should make it your absolute life goal to get your reviews above, basically be the most reputable company in the top 3. If there's one huge company in the market, then at least try to be second. That's GMB just reviews, right? And it's a huge weight they pull, which is why I'm putting emphasis on it. Other than that, I'm not gonna go into, you should put a description in GMB, you should put your categories, you should upload some pictures. Those are very basic things. There's 1,000 other videos on YouTube showing you how to do that. Let's talk talk a little bit about something that actually makes a difference and that can make a considerable difference across the board, right? Market after market, if you just look at roofing companies, you can see very clearly who wins and why they win. Easy way to do this, again, is to go into Ahrefs. If I put Moose Roofing, you can see 138 backlinks, domain authority of 8, okay? McCoy Roofing, one of the top 10, they have 14,000 backlinks and 21 authority. Usually, if you have so much backlinks, it's only two scenarios. One is you got a guy on Fiverr to blast your website with all a bunch of crappy links and that didn't do anything from you. Or secondly, you're a massive company and you have an in-house team that's building a lot of links. Looks like they're not second category, but okay. Third guy here is Royalty Roofing. They have 20 authority with 210 backlinks. So you can kind of see, it's like authority of 20, 19, and an 8. Average is probably somewhere like 10 to 12. Then we look at our guy in Preferred Roofing. 0 authority, 10 links. Very clear to see where the work was done, right? Doesn't take a rocket scientist. You can just put it under these tools and generally get an idea what kind of work was actually done under the hood. If I go into their backlinks, these are probably going to be even like, directories and stuff, super pages, whatnot. It's not actually links. So what kind of backlinks should they get? Again, without making it rocket science and going way deep into the best backlinks you can get and how to approach them and how to reach out to them and how to convince them to get your name published so you can get the most bang for your buck, all this kind of stuff, a good rule of thumb is to look at what are the guys that are already being rewarded, right? If you search roofing in Omaha, these guys are already at the top. Like, it's not hidden. It's like an open book. We can see in plain sight that they are in the top positions. So just by looking at what kind of work they have done, which we're able to see with these tools, literally go down one by one, and we can find all the things. All right, now we're gonna call Preferred Roofing, and I'm just gonna act like I'm a customer for a bit and see how they answer the phone. Located by Omaha, and something is going on with the roof. I just wanted to, make the call on behalf of them. Basically, what is it you guys need so you guys can come, basically take a look?
So what do you? Let me ask you. What do you need done first of all?
I think there's some basically damage on the roof. They wanted somebody to come and take a look, like if it's leaking or something like that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all they told me.
Is it your house or somebody else's house?
No, it's somebody else's. It's like my aunt lives there. I'm coming from another state, but she's not really good with the computer and stuff like that, whatnot. So she wanted to see if I can find locally some person who can help.
Sure. Is it from the storm damage like a couple weeks ago or?
I didn't ask. They just said that like something's rattling up there. I was just gonna get like anything you need, then I would gather it from her and then give it to you. And then if it sounds good, then then you can just basically go out to them and stuff. Is it like, do we just need to know something like what's exactly going on before you head out, or?
Yeah, I would need to know. Well, I would want the owner's information, name,
right,
address, and phone number and that, so I could, give them a notice that we're going to come and look at. Is it the roof that we're looking at, or what?
Just the roof, yeah.
Yeah, so I would need to let them know or talk to them and see where about they're in Omaha?
Yeah, they're actually right outside of it. They're in Bellevue.
They're in Bellevue, okay. Yeah, we'd be happy to take a look at it. I would just need that information.
Just their name and address, that's it, right?
Yep, and somebody, the contact person, and then what you could do is, if you want to text me that information back, that's fine. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Text me that information and text me your information. So if you're going to be the contact person, that's fine. But basically what we do is roofing, siding, gutters, windows, anything exterior. So
sounds good, Jim. Let me get with her. I will get that info, and then anything, I'm gonna just text you all of it and then go from there. Okay?
Yeah, that'd be fine. Can I ask how you got to my name?
I was just looking for roofing, like roofers, near them on Google, and then went through a few.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always try to track where the calls come from. So yeah, I appreciate that. So yeah, if you want to text me that information, then we'll see if we can take a look at it for you.
Sounds good. Thank you. Bye.
You bet. Thank you.
The very first thing I would say is if they answer the phone, period. It sounds very basic, but I think we haven't actually had a single roofer that we worked with that has 100% answer rate. Everybody thinks it's basic, but they still miss leads. That's the first test, that they answer the phone. The second thing I would say generally that we see from looking so much data is, are they trying to set an appointment on the call? Many people say like, call me back, or like, I'll give you a ring back with a schedule or something like that. So he was a little bit hesitant. He was like, yeah, yeah, we just need to know this info, I would even remove that barrier. It's like, no, you don't have to know exactly what's going on with that, as long as you know there's something going to the roof. I just need, your name, address, phone number, your aunt and stuff, and I'll be out there. Like, if he was a little bit more like, I'll be out there for sure. Yes, it's a little bit less qualified, you could say. He might go out and waste some time, but I think removing that barrier can help and get the customer what they need and quickly make them stop their search. Meaning, I'm not gonna get out that phone and then be like, oh, I'm gonna keep looking for another roofer. If somebody talked to me like, yeah, I understand, I'm gonna be out there, later this evening or tomorrow morning, there's a good chance I'm just gonna be like, all right, let them first come and then we'll go from there. That's it.